Hello everybody. This talk is also about a project that deals with measurement, and in this case we will talk about what we did to measure our Modelio models that are relating to ArchiMate, so to enterprise architecture, which is a bit different to what we have seen before. We are dealing with models that have been produced by a lighthouse project in big data, that is DataBio. It is a very big project with 49 partners and 27 pilots, so many data and many models. And in this project, Softeam had the responsibility to build the business architecture, enterprise architectures of all these pilots. We modeled the pilot, the motivation view, the strategic view, the business process, the life cycle view, and we aim with this talk to show you that we were able to develop interesting metrics to understand the value of these models. So in here you see a little example of what can be an enterprise architecture model. This schema, we will not go through that, but it shows one of the fishery pilots and the life cycle view of this pilot. There are many components that can be shown, and also all the steps of these. But actually, when we have so many models, how can we evaluate the quality of these models? How can we see if they are complete, if they are readable, if they are understandable, if they are complex, if there is cohesion between all these steps? Basically, we use a project that we presented last year also, that is the Measure project, and we use this platform to evaluate these models. So Measure is a centralized platform that provides dashboard, and that has been developed in the context of an ITEA 3 project, so with a consortium that made together France, Romania, Turkey, and the Netherlands, and actually ended yesterday. We had our final review. And with this project, we can build a specific dashboard for basically any specific needs. And we can continuously monitor and collect measure. And we can have dashboard with the KPI. In this case, you can see in there, it has not been released, the press release, but we will have this measureplatform.org where all these services will be available. And we will deliver the press release about that next week. And basically with Measure, we are capable to follow all the life cycle of a measure and to use a measurement tool to measure all different type of metrics. So in this specific case, we measure the metrics related to ArchiMate models. To do that, we use a specific measurement tool that is linked to the Measure platform, and that is called OWK. It's been developed within another European project that ended in 2015 that was called Mondo, and it was developed by the University of York, the University of Aston, and with this project we give a little help to make it a measurement tool in the Measure platform. You can see that through this tool, we are able to calculate information about models, and in particular with these metrics that you see in here, we can see the proportion of the various ArchiMate layers that are in the Modelio project. So we can see how many elements are for strategy, how many elements are for application, for business, or for technology. Another interesting things that we can measure for these ArchiMate models is, for example, the percentage of unused elements. That can give us an idea of the quality of the model. So if there are many empty diagrams, if there are many duplicate elements, these kind of things can be monitored and evaluated with the Measure platform associated with the right measurement tool, that in this case is evaluating models. And in here you see 5 of the various models that we have with the DataBio project. So for agriculture, fishery, forestry, technology, and the new technology. So in here we see the different value for the percentage of duplicate elements. That can give to the project manager and to the project leaders an idea on how to improve the models and where effort should be taken to improve them. And here you see, for example, something much more easier. So the S1 activity can be also monitored. In here we can see the number of commits per week and the number of contributors. That can be helpful in also many other cases, not only model. And in here you see the number of ArchiMate concept and the number of elements and relationship between elements. That can give us another element to evaluate the quality of this kind of model. Then the number of diagram and the documentation side. So what we can give as a suggestion after this study, we can just have some recommendation on what it can be the best practice to develop these kind of models. So for example, we would like to have diagrams that are not too crowded, but also not too empty. So we recommend a value between 5 and 10 and 20. And also we recommend a certain number of relationship per diagram. So the diagram is not too congested and not too low connected. So recommended is between 1 and 4. So in here you can see one important point that we discovered during the DataBio project is the understandability. And in here we see how much the model is documented. That is valid not only for ArchiMate models, but it can be also for any other type of model, UML model, of course. The documentation always helps. And in here, anyway, we follow this approach. We just check the number of words. It was a quite nice idea of one of our colleagues, Kais, that is not here with us today because he's at the DataBio meeting. And actually, we don't only check if there is a comment, but also how long is it. That doesn't go inside the semantics of the comments, but of course, if we have a comment of 3 words, it doesn't say maybe too much. And in here, you see a matrix that we found in literature. There are not many matrices in literature for ArchiMate. Actually, we only found that one. And we implemented, it is about this importance score that we can have and the low median score indication. This one gave us a matrix if there are many empty diagrams or if there are low connection cohesion between the diagrams. And we did that for all the models that we had in DataBio. So for the conclusion, what this approach could provide to us. Actually, we were able to have much more requirement elicitation. The comprehensibility of the whole work was much more easier. And we have fast production of documentation because, of course, from the models, we could produce directly all the required documents, and in this case, deliverables. And actually, the ArchiMate model were monitored and allowed us to maintain them in good quality and to give feedback fast. And what we decided for the future, we decided that a nice, interesting role to introduce in this model lifecycle would be to have a modeling manager that could follow up this convention and guidelines. And maybe in the future also some alerts could be interesting. So that is all. I try to stay in the time.
Thank you. Any question?